The room is cold before dawn. No sound but your breath. No witness but the walls. This is where clarity begins. Not in motion, not in speech, but in the silence that precedes every decision you will make today. Miyamoto Musashi lived in rooms like this. Not metaphorically, literally. Stone floors. Single candle. No comfort. He understood that a man is not forged in applause or in the warmth of approval. He's forged alone, in the hour when no one is watching, when the only enemy is the voice inside his own skull, telling him to wait, to rest, to begin tomorrow. You are at war, not with the world, with yourself. The world does not care if you succeed. It will continue without you. The war is internal. It is fought in the first 10 seconds after you wake. It is fought when you reach for distraction instead of depth. It is fought when you justify delay, when you soften the edge of your own discipline because no one else will know. Musashi knew this war. He did not write about it to inspire you. He wrote because he had lived it and survived it, and he understood that most men lose before they even realize they are fighting. Comfort is the fog, doesn't announce itself. It creeps. It whispers that you have earned rest, that discipline can wait, that clarity will come after one more scroll, one more distraction, one more soft choice. The fog does not kill you. It makes you forget you are alive. Discipline is the blade that cuts through fog. Not motivation, not inspiration. Discipline. The act of doing what must be done when every part of you resists. The refusal to negotiate with weakness. The cold decision made once, then repeated until it becomes reflex. Musashi did not wait for courage. He did not wait for the perfect moment. He walked into duels knowing he could die. He walked into solitude knowing it would break weaker men. He walked the path because the path existed, and because walking it was the only honest choice. You think you need a reason to act. You do not. You need only the willingness to move when stillness would be easier. The mind lies. It tells you that you are not ready. It tells you that conditions must align. It tells you that greatness requires some external spark, some moment of transformation. The mind is a liar. Transformation is not an event. It is repetition. It is the same cold morning, the same decision, the same silent refusal to yield. Musashi spent years alone, not because he was running from the world, because he was building something the world could not touch. Mastery is not built in crowds. It is built in the repetition of small, invisible acts that no one will ever see. The extra hour, the refusal of comfort, the strike practiced 10,000 times in an empty room. No one applauds this. No one witnesses it. That is the point. If your discipline depends on recognition, it is not discipline. It is performance. Musashi did not perform. He refined. He stripped away everything that was not essential. He lived as if every moment was a duel, because in truth, every moment is. The duel is not with an enemy. It is with your own hesitation. You hesitate because you think you have time. You do not. Every day you delay is a day the blade grows dull. Every compromise you make with yourself is a step toward mediocrity. You will not notice it happening. That is the danger. You will wake one day and realize you have become the thing you swore you would never be. A man who talks about discipline, but does not live it. Musashi lived it. He did not philosophize from comfort. He did not write platitudes. He spent decades testing his understanding in conditions that would destroy most men. Cold, hunger, solitude, the constant possibility of death. He learned that clarity comes not from safety, but from the willingness to face what you fear. What do you fear? Not the enemy, not failure. You fear the emptiness. You fear the silence. You fear sitting alone with your own mind and discovering that without distraction, without noise, you are less than you imagined. This is the war. This is the enemy, not the world. You. Discipline is the decision to face this enemy every day, to sit in the silence, to train in the cold, to refuse the easy path, to build something that cannot be taken from you, because it is not built on external validation. It is built on the repetition of action when action is difficult. Musashi understood this. He did not need applause. He did not need comfort. He needed only the path and the willingness to walk it alone. You are not Musashi. You will not live his life, but you can learn from the structure of his days. He did not wait for inspiration. He rose before dawn. He trained. He refined. He eliminated waste. He refused distraction. He lived with the precision of a blade. Precision is not perfection. It is clarity. It is knowing what must be done and doing it without hesitation. It is the refusal to negotiate with weakness. You negotiate every day. You tell yourself that one exception is harmless, that discipline can bend, that you will start again tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is the lie you tell yourself to justify softness today. Musashi did not believe in tomorrow. He believed in now, in the single moment, in the choice made once, then repeated until it becomes identity. Identity is not what you say. It is what you do when no one is watching. If you say you are disciplined, but you yield to comfort in private, you are not disciplined. You are pretending. Musashi did not pretend. He lived in the cold truth of his own actions. He did not soften his standards. He did not justify weakness. He held himself to the blade's edge and refused to step back. This is the standard. Not comfort, not approval. The blade's edge. You either stand on it or you do not. There is no middle ground. The world will tell you there is. The world will tell you that balance is healthy, that rest is necessary, that you must be kind to yourself. The world is soft. The world produces soft men. Musashi was not soft. He was not cruel. He was clear. He understood that mastery requires sacrifice, not the sacrifice of health or sanity, but the sacrifice of comfort, of distraction, of the easy choice. Every easy choice is a step away from mastery. You think small choices do not matter. They are all that matter. The decision to rise or to sleep, the decision to train or to delay, the decision to face discomfort or to retreat into distraction. These decisions compound. They build the architecture of your life. You aren't one grand choice. You are 10,000 small ones. Musashi knew this. He did not make grand declarations. He made small, precise choices every day. He trained when he was tired. He refined when he was alone. He walked the path when no one else believed it led anywhere. The path does not promise comfort. It does not promise success. It promises only clarity. The clarity of knowing you did not yield. The clarity of standing at the end of your life and seeing that you walked the edge, that you refused the fog, that you built something real. What are you building? Not in words, in action. What do your days construct? What does your discipline create? If you removed the audience, the approval, the external validation, what remains? Musashi removed all of it. He lived in solitude. He trained in silence. He fought duels not for glory, but for understanding. He wanted to know if his discipline was real. The only way to know is to test it. Not once. Continuously. You do not test yourself. You avoid the test. You choose comfort over clarity. You tell yourself you are preparing, but you are only delaying. Preparation without action is fear dressed in logic. Musashi did not prepare. He acted. He walked into uncertainty with nothing but his blade and his discipline. He did not wait for confidence. He built confidence through action, through the repetition of facing what he feared and discovering he could endure it. You can endure more than you think. You choose not to. You choose the softer path because the harder path offers no guarantee. There is no guarantee. There is only the path. Walk it or do not. But do not lie to yourself about which path you are on. Do not pretend that comfort is discipline. Do not pretend that delay is strategy. Do not pretend that tomorrow will be different if today you make the same choice. Musashi made the hard choice. Every day. For decades. Not because he was special. Because he refused to be ordinary. He refused to live in the fog. He refused to soften the blade. The blade is your will. It dulls with every compromise. It sharpens with every hard decision. You are responsible for its edge. No one else will sharpen it for you. No one else can. This is the truth you avoid. You want someone to make it easier. You want a system, a teacher, a guarantee. There is none. There is only you, alone, in the cold room, making the choice. Musashi made the choice. He did not document it for your approval. He documented it because he understood that clarity is rare, and those who seek it need markers on the path. Not rules. Markers. Evidence that the path exists, that it can be walked, that others have walked it and survived. You will survive. The question is not survival. The question is what you will become. Will you become the man who walks the edge, or the man who talks about it from safety? Safety is a cage. You do not see the bars because they are built from comfort, from distraction, from the slow accumulation of soft choices. The cage does not announce itself. It simply becomes your world. Musashi refused the cage. He lived outside it, not because he was fearless, because he understood that fear is the fog, and the only way through fog is forward motion. Move or remain. There is no third option. Stillness is not neutrality. It is decay. You are either sharpening or dulling, building or eroding, walking the path or standing still while the world moves past you. The world does not wait. It does not care about your intentions. It measures you by your actions. Musashi understood this. He did not speak of what he would do. He acted. Then he acted again. Then again. Until action became identity. Your identity is not your thoughts. It is your repeated actions. What you do when it is difficult. What you choose when no one is watching. What you build in the silence. Build in the silence. Train in the cold. Refuse the easy path. Hold yourself to the standard you claim to value. Do this not once, but daily. Do this until it is no longer a choice, but a reflex. Musashi lived this way, not for you, for himself, because he understood that a man is either honest or he is nothing. Honesty is not what you say. It is the alignment of word and action. Your words are noise. Your actions are truth. Musashi knew this. He did not waste words. He did not justify. He simply walked the path and let his life be the evidence. What evidence are you creating? What will remain when the noise fades? When the distractions end? When you are alone with the architecture of your days? You will face this moment. Every man does. The moment when the fog clears and you see what you have built, what you have become. You will either see the blade, sharp and clean, or you will see rust. There is no escape from this moment. Only preparation. The preparation is daily. It is cold. It is silent. It is the refusal to yield. It is the decision to sharpen when softening would be easier. Musashi sharpened, for decades, alone, in silence, without applause, without certainty. He sharpened because the alternative was decay, and decay was unacceptable. Make it unacceptable, not in words, in action. Rise before dawn. Train when you are tired. Refuse distraction. Build clarity. Walk the edge. Do this until it is no longer effort, but identity. This is the path. Not comfort. Not applause. The path. Musashi walked it. You can walk it. The question is whether you will. The room is still cold. The silence remains. The choice is still yours.